Good afternoon, everyone. So we are here to talk about one very essential and evergreen stream of IT, and that is the network domain. I will tell you about the current networks that exist in today's world, as well the future of the network, and as well I'll tell you how do we start learning this particular domain. Let us start with one thing, the network that was there maybe 10 to 15 years back. Those days, networks were smaller and the complexity of the networks were very less. Whereas today's network, the size is big, very big. And secondly, they are very complex. So if I talk about a person who was working with networking 10 years back and the person who is working with networking today, there's a huge difference. The difference is, those days, the person who was working with a smaller network and a less complex network was having very few tasks to be done. A very ready-made task, do this, do this, do this, finished. And probably those days, they were more focusing on taking the cable, take this cable, connect it there, take that cable, connect it here. That was the major task those days. But today's networking, as it is going bigger in size and complex in nature, the network engineer's profile is also increased. The industry demands a network engineer who is engineer in real sense, engineer. Now, the size is expanding to the whole globe. That is number one. And the complexity, because we are introducing so many components, so many elements to our network, the complexity is also increasing in today's network. Now, the 10 years back, maybe, the person who was working was having a profile of network technician and who was having a very ready-made task, as I told you. And you can write down those tasks on a blackboard, like this is the task for the day, that is the task for the day, and finish. But today's network professionals are network engineers. And you know, an engineer who actually brings the innovative ideas, the constructive ideas that are developed in mind to reality. Those people are called as engineers. So today's network professionals are engineers, not just technicians. Now, let me tell you why we need engineers today. Why not just the technicians can do everything? Because we have some words, some terms that define today's network, like enterprise network. A company who was located in a single premise those days, but today it is not located in a single premise. It is not located in a single campus. It is not located in a single city, not located in a single country. It is trying to expand its wings to all corners of the world. And you know why. Any company you talk about, it may be an IT company, it may be an automobile company, it may be an aviation company, it may be a product-based company. Any company that you talk about, today they have got links throughout the world. That is number one. And number two, IT solutions to every company is a must. Means you cannot run even a product-based company which manufactures some eatables for us. You cannot run that company without having a computer. And when you say the company is having computer, you cannot run that company without having networks there. So likewise, the networks that were there in the single premise those days, as the companies are expanding, the networks are also expanding. They're growing bigger in size. They're becoming more and more complex. And we are trying to bring the solutions, the better and better solutions to those networks. And that is why we are network engineers. Now, let me tell you an example of enterprise level of network. A company which is situated somewhere in some location in the world, has got definitely some branches. And these branches are expanding all over the world, all over the globe, number one. Number two, they will have some business partners to work with them. The collaborations that they do with certain other companies. Those people, those companies are also scattered all over the world. Then they have certain clients for that company, and these clients are also scattered all over the world. You cannot say that I have my company here in India and I want my client to be from India only, because today's global network allows the client to sit in any place and get the service from the company, wherever it is. So likewise, a company needs to have a link to all these locations, and that is what is your enterprise network. You cannot confine your whole productivity to this particular network. It needs to have the connectivity. You have your branches there, you have your business partners there, you have your clients there, and all are connected through the already existing complex network. They all are connected to each other, and the collective show here, what you can see, is the enterprise network. So when you're talking about enterprise network, the task that the network engineer has to do to maintain this network, design, implement, maintain this network, it's huge. And all the sophisticated level of elements and components we use to make this kind of, we are talking about this kind of network here. Now, let me tell you, if I have an enterprise network, I have my company, I have my connections all over the globe, I have got so many complex elements, I have got so many components that I want to use in my network, then what is the reason? And that is what the features of enterprise network. See, a normal level of network, which is confined to only maybe one single location, one single campus, does not have these points. But an enterprise level of network needs to have those points. Let me tell you, the first point is thousands of users. The number of users who will be using that network to transfer data from here to there, there to here, these will be in thousands, number one. Number two, hundreds of policies will be there. It is not just connectivity that ends the task for the network engineer. There will be regular implementation of some policies there into the network. Let me tell some of the policies. Number one, security policies. Number two, traffic management policies. Number three, quality of service policies. Number four, maintenance policies. Number five, troubleshooting policies. Likewise, a lot of policies are there which needs to be implemented to the network, and they are not fixed. Take an example. A network has been designed by the network engineer. Now they say that you implement a security policy. Now you implement a security policy because you know security, you are a security specialist. Once you implement, you cannot take it to be fixed forever, because the next moment they will say, no, I don't want this way, I want it that way. Now again, you change the security policy. Some policy like quality of service. Today, they're getting a high connectivity to their branch office. Tomorrow they say, no, not to this branch. I want a very high speed connectivity to that branch. Again, you change that policy. So likewise, these policies needs to be keep on implementing to the network, and it's a regular job for a network engineer, which was not there, as I said, 10 years back, but today it is there. Once the network is designed and implemented, network engineer's job or task starts from there. They have to keep on implementing those policies, maintain the network, troubleshoot the network, and see whether the productivities are coming up to the mark or not. Likewise, huge storage space they need. If you talk about a corporate sector company, huge space. And this space, nowadays, you get few terms where the storage is actually happening. One of them is the data center. Sometimes they will be maintained locally by the company. One is the cloud where the data can be stored. Likewise, a huge storage space they need. So enterprise network needs that. Easy availability from anywhere, any corner of the world. From my home. When I'm traveling, I'm in a bus, I'm in a flight, I should be able to access the resource of that network. Minimum downtime. If something happens to the network, immediately, without wasting any time, the network should become up. So you need to have certain policies for that, the maintenance policy, the disaster recovery policy, so that the network does not remain down for a long time when there's some problem happening there into the network. So likewise, these are the requirements for an enterprise network, which is not probably a requirement for a very small network. My home network where I have 4 computers connected, I don't have all these requirements. So today's network engineer has to look after these things, because wherever they go, as I said, whether it is an IT company or it is an automobile company or it is a medical industry or it is a consumer-based product industry, wherever they go, they always get the flavor of enterprise level of networking. The network for that company is not confined to that particular campus, it is scattered all over the world. So, if I have an enterprise network, if I own a company, if I want to build my network, I need to take care of all these things, then I will think of one vendor who can provide me all the solutions. I will not look for one solution from one vendor, implement to my network, another solution from another vendor and implement to my network. Just like when you take a mobile phone, you will not purchase a phone from where you can only do calling. Again, you will not purchase another phone through which you can get access only to internet. One more phone through which you can do video conferencing. Instead, you will look for one phone which will provide you all these services, right? That is what is the real-time example. Even here, when I have an enterprise network, I will look for all these solutions to come from just one single vendor, and that is Cisco. Cisco is the vendor which provides solution to enterprise level of network. Doesn't matter whatever is the requirement for them. They have got all the solutions. This is the only company in the world which can fulfill all the requirements of an enterprise level of network. The campus level of network, the company level of network, the corporate level of network. Probably it does not have a solution to my home network because at my home I have just 4 PCs connected and I can share my data. In that, probably Cisco does not have a solution. But I will tell you in later part, in the futuristic network, the development that Cisco is doing will come to my home also. Means I can also use Cisco solution at my home to connect these 4 systems. I will tell you that later. But as of now, this is the only name. Now, the products are huge. Now you have got your network, you have got a vendor who can supply the product, then what else? That's what is the big question there in the mind of a learner. Cisco has got products to the data centers, worldwide data centers, Amazon data centers. If you go to Google data center, if you go to, you will find that they are using all Cisco products to control their data center. If you talk about the ISPs, like talk about national ISPs like BSNL, Airtel, talk about international ISPs as Horizon, Apple. So these ISPs, to connect their worldwide network, they also use Cisco solution, these internet service providers, and they use Cisco solutions to implement, maintain, troubleshoot their network. Likewise, if you talk about just one company who can provide solution to all of them, and that is Cisco, now what are those products? Let me just show you a few of the products that Cisco manufactures, which will be used by different level of companies at different stages. One of the product I'm showing you here, it is one of the ASR router, the aggregation router, which will be used by the enterprise level of network. It is 9922 series router. This is one of the firewall that the companies they use, and it is the recent firewall. Cisco calls this firewall as firepower, and this is 9300 firepower firewall. This is the most recent firewall. If you have some security policies to be implemented to your company, any form of security you think about, any form of security you design, you need to implement it, isn't it? Somewhere you need to implement it. Where do you implement that security policy? And this is what is this. Today's firewall. You talk about the ISPs, they will be using 12,000 series router for their worldwide connectivity. These are all rack routers, you can see they're mounted on the racks. You can talk about the collaboration network, the network that carries video, voice, real-time data. Cisco has got products for that collaboration in terms of unified communication manager. So these products will be utilized by the companies to carry the voice and video, what we are doing now, world over. When they want a connectivity with video and voice, with the highest quality, with the highest speed, and with thousands of people around the world joining, you need to use this unified communication manager devices. Then you have got certain devices which will be used by the data center exclusively. Nexus switch. This is a 7010, in fact, 7010 Nexus switch. Data center, you know, how crucial is that platform for a company where all the data of the company are being stored. So the data center design needs this kind of Nexus platform, which Cisco manufactures, and Cisco is having the monopoly of manufacturing this particular platform, the Nexus level of switch for data center. Cisco's popularity meter, that's why it is running all the time higher and higher, because they have got products for any level of network. Now at one side you have networks which is already existing. At the other side you have got Cisco products which can fulfill all the requirements of your network. Then what do you do? What the network engineer do? When I say network is there, when I say product is there, bring the product and put it into your network, and then what is the use of network engineer? But remember, I told you a network engineer's task will start from here. When you bring those products and put it into your network, then you think, yes, I need to now appoint one specialist to look after this firepower firewall. I want a specialist who can configure my Nexus 7000 series router. I want a specialist who can configure my ASR router. So now the network engineer task will come into picture, because they do this task, design of a network. It is them who will say, do you need a Nexus switch? Do you need an ISR router? Do you need a collaboration device or not? That is the design. It is not only telling that these are the products you need for your company, they also say, how do you connect them? Because networking is all about connectivity, isn't it? So if you have 5 Nexus switches, now how do you connect these 5 Nexus switches? If you have 200 routers, how do you connect these 200 routers? So that is the second thing they tell in terms of design. So a network engineer's task is starting now. And that is what we do as a network engineer. Next to that, the security. Those who know security implementation, those who know the firewall configuration, they will do that security policy implementation. One small security policy I'll tell you. Like say, your company has decided to block Facebook access. So that www.facebook.com should not be accessed by the employees of your company. That you have decided as a management. You tell it to the security people, the network security professionals, they will implement it. But the normal level of security, what it will do, you block Facebook, www.facebook.com, but they will go to some other site. And from that site with a hyperlink, they will come to facebook.com and still open that Facebook. So security policy for today's network has gone so high that the firewall that we keep in our network, if it senses, if it feels, and if it sees one bit, that is incoming bit stream, one bit out of 1 million bits is suspicious. It is not matching. It is somewhat unwanted. It can detect that and it can destroy that. That is what our firewalls today are working, and we are talking about security to that level. Then you do traffic management. Traffic is passing this way. You say, no, not this way. Make it pass this way for some reason. That is called as traffic management. So you change the route of the traffic, and that is a continuous process, because sometimes you will find that one route through which the traffic is passing will be overloaded with traffic jam, route busy. So what you do is divert the traffic to the other side. That is traffic management. Quality of service. You are doing video conferencing. You are looking at video, but you are not listening to audio because audio is not coming properly. That is because of lack of quality of service. Network expansion. Today 200 LANs are there. Tomorrow they will say, oh, new project has come. So let us connect 20 more LANs to our network. How do you immediately accommodate these new 20 LANs to your company, to your company's network? That is expansion. Optimization, the resources that you are using, whether you are using the resources to the maximum or not. You have 200 routers, whether these 200 routers, the resources that are there, hardware and software, whether they are being utilized to the maximum or not, or whether some of the routers are lying idle for a long time. Find it out and make the load balance so that you get a optimized network. Troubleshooting. Keep doing that troubleshooting from morning till evening. It is a continuous task. And remember one thing, to troubleshoot a network, one has to be a specialist. Unless that person is specialist, unless the person knows where the trouble can occur. Because what happens normally is someone has to report that we are not getting the output of the network. So when the report comes, it will be escalated to the troubleshooting team. And the person who is sitting there with the troubleshooting, the team, they all know very well about the network. They are experienced people. They know if this is the complaint that has been raised by the users, then probably the problem is this. So immediately they have to look after the problem and resolve it. So it's a continuous task. So these are the tasks, the maintenance, the disaster recovery. These are the tasks actually the engineer has to do. So it is not you purchase the product and put it into your network. That does not actually ends your task. That actually marks the beginning of your task. And you do all those things. Now, let me take an example. What the question that comes to my mind, like if I'm working in a network, which is an enterprise level of network, spreading its wing all over the world, then if I do something like a security configuration, if I want to do, or I want to do traffic management configuration, then how do I do? Do I have to roam around all the time everywhere and do the things? Even if I'm working in a campus network, which may have 2 or 3 buildings, and every building has got 10 floors, IT company structure, that is the minimum. So when the network is scattered all over, do I have to roam around everywhere and keep doing all these things every time? No. That is what I told you. Today's network professional, they hold the position of network engineers. Now the situation is like this. You have the solution which Cisco has provided to your company, and you have kept those solutions safe and fixed somewhere in your campus in some location. Done. Now you're network engineer. Now what we are, network engineers, what we do, we sit either here or we sit either there. And we use a desktop or we use a laptop. We get connected to those products either with a physical connection or with a Wi-Fi connection. Doesn't matter. Screen shows the control panel of the device through which you can perform all these tasks that I told you, starting from design, implementation, configuration, security, quality of service, whatever. All these tasks you are performing with this screen, which is very well-known screen to all the Cisco engineers around the world. Their day-to-day task they do using this screen, which we call as command line of Cisco devices. That is what is actually the environment where we are working. The future. This is what is current network. Let me just briefly tell you about what is going to be the future. And let me tell you, the future already has started. It's not we are waiting for the future to come. It has already started, because the future news is Cisco is going to come with DNA Center, which is one of the best solution for the enterprise level of network. They're going to come with the 9000 series of Catalyst switch, and they're going to come with encrypted traffic analytics. I'll tell you what are those. Let me tell you about the DNA Center. A DNA. This is the DNA. Using this DNA, you are controlling all the platform, the network platforms that are there in your company's network, sitting with using that DNA. And it's not just for your location, for all the around the world. You can use this DNA solution, manage those devices. And it is literally one touch with which you can control all the complicated components of the network, just one touch. And that is what Cisco already has come out with. Some of the corporate sector companies have already started using Cisco's DNA solution. That is the future. You have got data center products, Cisco's ASR 9010 routers, used by all the popular data centers around the world. Then you have encrypted traffic analysis. This encrypted traffic analysis is something it used to be very difficult. And the data is coming to my company. I want to analyze that data. Which data is that? Whether it is genuine data or it is a suspicious data. If I want to analyze that data, what we used to do is take the data, which is already encrypted. After taking the data, decrypt it. And after decryption, then analyze it, whether it is a genuine data or it is a suspicious data, and then release the data. If it is genuine, release it. If it is suspicious, drop it. That used to be the scenario, but Cisco came out with this solution where they sit, maybe with the DNA solution, data are coming which are already encrypted. No need to decrypt the data and analyze. With encryption, when the data is coming, Cisco's encrypted traffic analytics can tell whether this data is genuine data, whether that data is suspicious data. No need to decrypt it. So you're saving your time there. You're saving your bandwidth there. That is what is the future solution. And out of millions of such bits, one particular bit stream is having malware. It can immediately detect, even with the encrypted data. Now, if you can remember, in the beginning, I told you one thing, that Cisco is mainly producing its products for the corporate sector, for the enterprise level of network. But there is something which we called as intent-based network. Cisco is coming out with some product like Home Manager, with which you can connect your home to the ISP. I'll show you the product. This is POF, the plastic optic fiber, and this is GOF, the ground optic fiber. Now your home has got office room, bedroom, kitchen, living room, and all this. They all are connected by using one Cisco solution to the ISP. Meaning is what? You sit anywhere and you operate all these things from there. And these are all IoT devices, Internet of Things devices. That is why Cisco called this as Internet of Everything. Instead of just calling it as Internet of Things, they call it as Internet of Everything. So these are, if you want to know, your basic platform to go to any of them is Cisco Certified Network Associate. They have made this as a platform of learning. They say, if a person wants to enter into enterprise level of network, if a person wants to become a network engineer, learn this as a platform, basic platform, where they have given the flavor of all. They have given the flavor of enterprise network, security, collaboration, data center, everything. Even the futures networks, as I told you, DNA, EPIC-EM, all these flavors they have included into this particular platform of Cisco Certified Network Associate. So that when a person learns this, is eligible to go for any of the specialization in future. And this version has been updated very recently in the month of last week of February 2020, and this version has been internationally known as 200/301, and that is the code number for this particular module. So CCNA module today gives you the platform that you need to start your career as Cisco engineer, not just a technician, not just an implementer. You are a Cisco engineer. You take decisions. The innovative ideas that comes to your mind, you implement to your network, and to see to that the productivity at the end of the day goes up. You are not just following some instruction written on the board. You are applying your mind to increase the productivity in terms of network. And that is what this course tells us. Today's CCNA 200/301. Now this course is following a global syllabus, global structured method. So we follow that syllabus, we follow that method, we follow that module, and we learn it. Now I tell you, how do we learn this CCNA process? Because you know it is the era of online, isn't it? Everything that we do is online. Your training, your job, your interview, everything you do online. So the training online, we are using some LMS solutions, which is the best in the world, which is normally used by, you know, the renowned universities like Harvard universities, Oxford universities for their learning process during this COVID-19 era. They are using these solutions to train their candidates, to train their students. And we are learning. We are pioneer in India to use this kind of learning methodology, the online learning methodology. I will tell you how it happens. See, we are going to start the demo on CCNA. How it happens? You need to register your name for the demo. So how do you register yourself for the demo? And then I will tell you how do we run the course. First of all, we call it as LMS registration for CCNA demo. So for that, I'm giving you one URL here. You can note down the URL, rooman.com/demo. So you can go to this URL and to register yourself for the demo. And if you register yourself for the demo, you can avail all the benefits that you are going to give for next 4 days, starting from today. All the benefits you are going to get by this registration. So how do you register? your name for the demo. You go to this link. Once you go to this link, you will come to this page where you can see here the CCNA demo access is there. So if you click on that CCNA demo access, you will come to this page. You are now trying to register your name to the LMS service that we are offering for the demo session. Now you click with this continue. Once you go to this place, click on this continue. Once you click on this continue, it's a very simple process of registering. Once you click on continue, it will ask you if you have already registered, you can put your username and password. If not, then create a new account. Obviously, you have not created, so you can create a new account here. Click on that create a new account. It will take you to another page where you can put your details, and it will take it like this. It will come like this, where you need to put some username with which you want to log in to the LMS, and some password you can select, and other details. So this format, if you keep on filling up, at the end of that, you will get create my account. So once you say create my account, new account, once you click on that, what will happen? A mail will come to you. You can log into your mail because already you have given your mail ID. So you can log into your mail and you can see one link here. And if you click on this link, it is a mail verification. So once you click on this link, it is done. So next, it will automatically take you to the login page. Now what you do is type your username, which you have typed into that details form, and that password, and then click on login. So it will take you to our demo page. So there you will get like this. So it will be a welcome page. On this welcome page, you will find dashboard. So if you click on the dashboard on the left side, if you click on the dashboard will take you to this, where you will find that your course is appearing. You can take your cursor onto the course and click on that course. CCNA is your course. And this way, the menu appears. Day 1, you have got some of the links there in day 1. Day 2, some of the links are appearing on day 2. I will tell you what are those. First of all, when you log in with your registration, when you log in, and if you go there, you can see here the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they are all videos. You can click to one of the videos and you can look into the videos. You can go through the video. You can pause the video if you want. You can replay the video if you want. So these are the learning videos that you are getting. Click on any of the video one by one. You can click, and because they are in sequence, click the video. It will run for a few minutes. See the content, see what has been told in the video. Try to learn it. Okay. Then you finish, you go to something called as, and you get study material also. Based on this, whatever has been told in the video, you will get a study material. If you click on the study material, you will get the whole content in a written format. So you can study even from there. You have got a quiz section. So if you click on that quiz section, there will be some 10 to 12 quiz will appear where they'll all be of multiple choice. So see the question, which is based on whatever has been discussed in the video. See one question and click the answer. Go to the next. Read the question, click the answer, go to the next. Likewise, finish up those 10 to 12, 15 questions and then submit it. And finally, you can see one more link, that is discussion. So if you get any doubt in your mind, then you can always go to this discussion forum, and there you can put whatever doubt you have in your mind. You can escalate that doubt. Our technical team will revert back to you immediately. And if the question is very much related to whatever in this video we have told, then as a trainer, I will come and I will clear up your doubt. I'll tell you how that process happens. So this is how you start with day 1, then go to day 2 and perform the same task with day 2. So this is how this LMS will offer you the services. Now, say, for example, you are into day one, you have already registered, you are into day one. So what will happen? Today, when you register, you will already get the 12th August, whatever LMS, the videos and quiz we are offering you, you can see in your account. If you log in with your account, you can see those videos, you can see the notes, quiz and discussions. Go through them, finish up. This will be available from today. And if you get some doubt with the topic that we have discussed here in the videos or even in the quiz, anywhere, you get some in the notes, somewhere you get some doubt. Then what? You put it in discussion. Okay, so you're not satisfied with the answer. Then what? Then you come to day number 2, the second day, because you have already registered. The same link will work now for day number 2. Come to day number 2, that is 13th, that is tomorrow. And in that, we will have a live session on those topics. I will explain you your doubts, whatever you get in day number 1. That's what we continue to day number 2. And by the time, we will again release the video of day number 2. That is on 13th of August. The videos, the notes, the quiz and discussion, everything we will release. Thank you very much.